I want to tell you, Mike, I watched that last night, and just watching it again, I won't be able to watch it again without breaking down. I just won't. It was difficult to watch it last night, and it was difficult just now watching that. James White, everybody, when everybody heard about the tragedy, and that's really what it was with his parents losing his father, everybody in the NFL spoke up about James White. You could just tell what kind of man he is and how authentic he is. He is just a real person. That's one. Two, dads out there. Do you hear what he just said? Like, my father was there for me. My father showed up. Two, my father pushed me. That's motivation. Three, my father told me things that I didn't necessarily want to hear, but that I needed to hear. There was so much, Mike, there was just so much in that clip. His emotion, his wife is pregnant right now, going through so many things, so many family things going through his mind. Football, understandably, not number one on his priority list. But just hearing about the relationship that he had with his father and then just losing that relationship suddenly is heartbreaking. And it's instructive to all fathers out there.
Yeah, no, it was inspiring. That was similar to my takeaway from it, or my reaction to hearing it, because, you know, there are random times, and my kids will look at me funny when I ask them. But I'll just ask them. I'll be like, "Yo, am I a good dad?" You know, and I'll be like, "Of course."
Yeah.
Like, why would you ask that? And, you know, like, we don't know when it's our time, but whenever I go, like, all I want, my only prayer is that my kids remember me that fondly, that my kids appreciate me, know that I did the best that I could, know that I tried to give them every opportunity, every advantage, but more than anything, know that I wanted a relationship, and I worked hard at the relationship, and that I loved them, and that I gave them attention and affection, and that they knew that they're the most important thing to me. You know, like, I just want my kids to look back on their time with me, however long we have, and reflect on it fondly. That's it. You know, like, that's my number one job, is as Savannah, Mason, and Maya's dad. You know, because, and you and I have talked about this, you know, we are directly responsible as fathers for, you know, how our sons view, value, and treat women.
Yes.
How
that's right.
Our daughters view, value, and treat themselves, as well as how they demand or expect to be treated by men. You know, and as the case may be, but both of us, you know, are believers. We are responsible for how our children view their relationship with God as Father. And so, you know, that's the main thing that I try to just kind of make sure is that my kids just know how much I love them, and know how hard I am trying, and appreciate it. Because I know, like, there are days, especially the older they get. I know you see this too, man. It's like they just, that time, even in the pandemic, we're able to spend this time with them. You're literally able to watch them rapidly grow before your eyes.
Yes, that's right.
And when you're watching them grow, you're like, man, I'm never getting this back. Like, I'm never getting this back. Like, I'm never getting these little kids back. So you get one shot at this thing. You get one shot, you know, and if you mess it up, you know, and we're going to make mistakes as parents, but if
that's
you
right.
mess it up, it's like you can't hit reset.
We have, right?
Yeah, we have, yeah. But hopefully you get them to adulthood with as few scars as possible, both emotional and physical, right? But you don't get a second chance at this thing, you know?
You know, it's interesting, Mike. Just a couple quick things on this one. You probably went through this when your kids were small. I'm talking about really young, you know, like 3 months old, 4 months old, and you can say things around the 3 or 4 month old, and you don't have to worry about it coming back to you because they couldn't talk, right? So
Yeah.
I remember saying to my wife, when our oldest started to talk, I said, "We're on the record now. We're on the record. Everything that we're saying. Now listen, don't say anything that you don't want to hear coming back. Don't say anything about your mama, because it might get back to her through these through these young lips, you know." But in all seriousness, we're on the record whether we realize it or not. It's not just what we say, it's just our actions. It's like, you ever do this? Your kids mention things to you. Hey, Dad, remember that time we went here and you said this? And I'm thinking, what did I say? What did I do? And they wind up telling me a story, and it's a pretty funny story. But they remember so many things. So many things really have an impact on them. And I was watching that, to bring it back to James White, I was watching that last night with a guy that you know very well and have a lot of respect for, former Patriot, Ted Johnson. Mm-hmm. So Ted Johnson is watching that, and he started to get a little choked up because he could relate to it. He was saying, I remember, he said, my dad used to call me, even when I was in the pros, my dad used to call me before every game and say the same thing. And it wasn't like it was anything profound, but that was part of our routine. That was a part of our relationship that I really look forward to it. And what his father used to say to him, I'll tell you what it was. His father used to say to him, make sure you look in the interception before you bring it into you, because he was a linebacker. Make sure you look at that interception before you bring it in. He had one career interception, but his dad would say that to him before every game. And the one career interception. And I said, who was it against? He said, Stan Humphries, tip ball. I got it, But then his dad would say, well, look, you didn't get that interception because nobody throws to your zone, inside linebacker. But it was just, it was part of their thing. And I think that's what, it doesn't always have to be that big thing. And I would say this to dads in particular, all parents, but dads in particular, those who are looking for a relationship with their kids. If you don't have that relationship, it's not always, hey, I'm going to buy him this, I'm going to take him here, we're going to go on vacation.
It's time.
It's just time. It's time.
It's attention.
Just
Bro, I got 4 years left.
Being there and being present. What'd you say,
I got 4 years left with Savannah. I got 4 years left before I send her, out in the world. It's a scary thought. It is a scary thought to realize just how quickly, the time passes. But man, it's good to always talk to you about this, man. Nobody I respect more, as a father. And you're right. On the record is right, man. I mean, I try to watch it, losing my temper, or just because that, bruh. And I promise you. Sorry, Courtney. This is the last thing I'll say. It is generational. These are generational seeds that we're sowing, because how you raise Robinson and Beckham and Avon, how I raised Savannah, Mason, and Maya, that reverberates for generations to come. Like, that's the husbands and wives they grew up being. That's the parents they grew up being. So their children's children, experience the benefits or the ramifications of our decisions as parents right now. It's an awesome responsibility. We could spend all show talking about it. But we can't. But okay, one more thing. Okay. All right, I promise I'm not gonna say nothing. This is you. No. Just let the record show, Courtney. Michael stopped me from going to break. That's it. This is you. Go ahead.
One more thing. I'm always amazed, and I think you talk about generational. You're talking about you passing it on to your son and your daughters, and they're passing on family generation. But I think it might be of a certain generation too, because I hear some brothers and sisters a little bit older than I am say, I never heard my father say that he loved me. Or I never heard my mom just say, I knew she loved me by her actions, but I never heard her say it. And that's always been amazing to me. And so I can tell you, and not that I'm, some amazing dad, but that is one thing that I never want that to be said. I'll say it 20 times a day. I'll say it 25 times a day. And I will encourage you, like if you're in that position, you're watching two dudes on Zoom and you're in that position, just try it. Just say it. It's easy enough to say, and it's powerful.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.